Okay, we're here in Torres del Paine National Park and we're doing our Patagonia adventure in Chile. We start in Santiago and we spend one night there. The first night is the arrival day and everybody is able to get to the hotel where we base, and we'll do a bit of an orientation and gear check to make sure everybody's prepared for the adventure ahead, and then we'll spend the night after we have our welcome dinner. The following day we get up and we'll head out on a cultural excursion in Santiago. We'll go up the teleferic gondola system to the large overview of the entire city. There's a large statue of Virgin Mary there, and then we'll ride the funicular down back down to the other side of the mountain. It's really an amazing view. Followed by that, we head towards the Plaza de Armas, the Presidential Square, and all of the sites around that main central part of Santiago. Santiago is the largest city in Chile and the capital city, so there's a lot to see there. Afterwards, we'll head to the central market, have a lunch, and conclude our cultural day. We'll give people a couple hours or so, a few hours before dinner to rest and regroup, kind of pack up and get ready, and then we'll head out for another evening meal and the night in Santiago. The following morning we head down to Punta Serenas. We all fly in together from Santiago to Punta Serenas. It's about a 3-hour flight, and then we land in Punta Serenas where we'll be picked up together, and then we head on a 3-hour scenic drive up to Puerto Natales. We'll stop along the way and do some side hikes, and then we arrive in Puerto Natales, or we'll stay at our hotel lodge right there on the water. Then the next day the activities start by our adventure up into the Torres del Paine National Park. We base out of a Patagonia base camp. It's a beautiful base camp that we set up, and it has private showers and for our group only, and for men and women. So there's 4 showers there that we share just amongst our group, as well private bathrooms for men and women. We have a beautiful setup there with a large space station dome dining tent, and then private tents for each one of our guests with large sleeping pads and sleeping bags and towels and everything that they need to be comfortable. It's a really unique and fun way to base because it's just our group, and they're able to come together and have a camping experience, but also we control the quality of the food. We have excellent chefs that prepare our meals, and everything is completely set up with comfortable, clean bathroom facilities and shower facilities for our group. Each day from the base camp, we'll head up towards different excursions in the national park. We use a variety of ferries and boat systems that help us access the lakes into areas where we'll hike from, say, Paine Grande up to the Gray Lodge, and then we'll take the ferry back, and we'll have a full day excursion up that part of the W Trek. We'll also take the ferry across into the Paine Grande Lodge, and then we'll trek up the French Valley, seeing the big horns and the complete French Valley, and then we'll make our way back down to our base camp. And then we'll work our way across the W to the other side, where we'll head up to Torre Norte, to the towers overlook, to the massive towers of Paine Grande National Park. And each day bringing on a different area, a different activity, from the glaciers and the Gray Glaciers and the icebergs that you see here behind me, as well as the valleys and the huge towers in Paine Grande National Park. To conclude our adventure, we start at the Sereno River, right where our base camp is set up, and depending on the trip, we'll either do a sea kayaking excursion down the Sereno River. We'll spend one night camping on the river, 2 days sea kayaking to the Sereno Glacier, where we'll tour the glacier, and then we'll take a ferry boat back to Puerto Natales, stopping at an estancia along the way for a traditional asado barbecue lunch, and then our final night back in Punta Serenas, Chile, for our farewell dinner, and then the following day departures back to the the airport for their international departures. Otherwise, if groups want, we can also arrange to not do the sea kayaking and do Zodiac boats down the river. Some people don't like to kayak, and we understand that. There's Zodiac options, finishing the same way, visiting the estancia, and then being able to have our traditional lunch to conclude our trip. So there's a couple options there. We do like to set up this base camp. We control our environment, we control our camp, and we have a really great time. We look forward to hosting groups down here regularly. The best time of year, November through March, and we come over the Christmas holidays, we come over the spring down here in November, and then into March, which is their fall time. The colors are great. So throughout the winter months up in the United States, we're enjoying the summer months down here in Patagonia, Chile.